Hello and welcome back to IGCSE IDEA. Today we're solving Cambridge Secondary 1 Progression Test question paper for Stage 7 Science paper. Additional materials, ruler. Read these instructions first. Question 1. The structure of the Earth is made up of layers. Label the diagram of the layers of the Earth using these words. Okay, so here are some words. Crust, inner core, mantle, and outer core. So the most inner part is inner core. Next is the outer core. And then we have the mantle. And last, the crust. Tick the boxes next to the two correct statements. The inner core is the hottest part of the Earth. Well, yeah, it is. Iron and nickel are only found in the crust. No, wrong. Solid rocks are found in all the layers. No. The mantle is made up of semi-molten rock called magma. Yes. Many everyday items use energy transfers. A torch transfers energy of one type into other types. Use the words in the list to complete these sentences. Okay, we have chemical, electric, kinetic, light, gravitational, sound, and thermal heat. The torch battery is an energy source. Yeah, it is. It stores dash energy. Okay, so torch batteries must store chemical energy in a potential form. The torch is switched on. Energy is transferred from the battery to the bulb. This is dash energy. Okay, this must be electrical energy. Okay, now energy is transferred by the bulb to the surroundings as dash energy and dash energy. Well, energy is transferred to the surroundings as first light, as bulbs give us light energy, and the waste thermal heat energy from the bulb. Okay. Okay, now moving on to question 3. Okay. Bacteria are microorganisms and can be used in food production. It is important to find out the best conditions for bacteria to reproduce. When bacteria reproduce, they form colonies. This Petri dish has 6 bacterial colonies. Okay, so that's the Petri dish and those are the colonies. Here are the results for identical Petri dishes kept in different conditions. Okay, so identical Petri dishes like this one have been kept in different conditions. Okay, one is without oxygen, the other is with oxygen. Temperature in degrees Celsius, number of colonies. Okay. Without oxygen, there are no bacteria at all reproducing. So, but with oxygen, they reproduce. How do you know these bacteria need oxygen to reproduce? Okay, my answer is colonies are found only where there is oxygen. The colonies formed are different sizes. Suggest a method for measuring the size of the colony. Okay, so the colonies are formed are different sizes. Suggest a method for measuring the size of the colony by measuring the surface area of the colony. By measuring the surface area of the colony. Okay. Here is a graph of the results without oxygen. Okay, without oxygen, the temperature increases and number of colonies, yes. Draw the results with oxygen on the same graph. Use the graph to predict the number of colonies at 60 degrees, number of colonies at 60 degrees without oxygen, number of colonies at 60 degrees with oxygen. Okay, bit tricky. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to take these values and plot them on the graph as number of colonies. First, we have number of colonies in 0 degrees, 5 colonies, and 10 degrees Celsius, 10 colonies. Okay. Okay, so let's mark them. 5, something over here. 10 must be something over here. Next. Temperature in 20 degrees Celsius, 20 colonies. Okay, in 20 degrees Celsius, we have 20 colonies. Next, in 30 degrees Celsius, we have 32 colonies. Okay, 30 degrees Celsius, we have 32 colonies. Next, in 40 degrees Celsius, we have 56 colonies. 40 degrees Celsius, we have 56 colonies. And finally, in 50 degrees Celsius, we have 21 colonies. 50 degrees Celsius, we have 21 colonies. Okay, let's join them. Since I'm using a computer, I don't have a ruler, but in the examination you must use a ruler. Okay, so now use the graph to predict the number of colonies at 60 degrees Celsius. Number of colonies at 60 degrees Celsius without oxygen and number of colonies at 60 degrees Celsius with oxygen. Okay. Okay, so if we look at this graph, this answer actually is a bit easy for without oxygen, as all the values are zero, so 60 degrees Celsius must be zero. Without oxygen, zero. Okay. Next, if you see with oxygen, it's reducing. Before it was increasing when it was 0 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Now it started to reduce from 50 degrees Celsius. So 60 degrees Celsius, it must be somewhere between 20 and 0. Let's write that. 20 to 0. Okay. Moving on to question 4. The human body is made up of organ systems. Draw a line to connect each organ system to its main function. Okay, let's do this. Organ system, main function. So we have digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system, excretory system, respiratory system. Coordination, gas exchange, remove waste, break down nutrients, transport nutrients. Okay, excretory system must be remove waste. Okay, so the digestive system is to break down nutrients. Circulatory system is to transport nutrients. Nervous system for coordination, and respiratory system is for gas exchange. On to B. Here is a diagram showing the muscles and bones in the arm. Okay. Label the two muscles. Okay. Okay, so this must be tricep and this must be bicep. Label the two muscles, yes. How do the two muscles work together to make the arm bend? Okay, so we can write it as the bicep contracts while the tricep relaxes. Okay. Question 5. The diagram shows 6 planets. Different planets have different gravitational forces. The diameter of the circles represent the size of the gravitational forces. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter. In the diagram, the diameter of Earth is 2 centimeters. The gravitational force on Earth is 10 units. Use this information to complete these sentences. In the diagram, the diameter of Jupiter is dash centimeters. Okay. Okay, so the diameter of Jupiter is 4.5 centimeters and the gravitational force on Jupiter is 22.5 units. Write the names of the 3 planets where you would weigh less than you do on Earth. Okay. Okay. Since Mercury, Saturn, and Venus are all smaller than compared to Earth, you must weigh less. Mercury, Saturn, and Venus. Mercury, Saturn, and Venus. Okay. Question 6. Luca investigates the properties of 4 different metals. His first investigation is about heat conduction. Luca heats the end of each metal rod. Some of the wax will heat up, melt, and drip off the rod. Metal rod, wax coating the metal rod, heat. Okay. After 5 minutes, he stops heating the metal rod. Here are his results. The metal rod, wax coating the metal rod, heat. Luca heats each metal rod for the same amount of time. Suggest 2 other things he should keep the same to make it a fair test. Okay. Well, my 2 answers are he can use the same flame and he can use the same type of wax. He wants to compare how well 4 metals conduct heat. Suggest a measurement he could take and the apparatus he could use. Well, the measurement can be length of unmelted wax, and the apparatus can be ruler or measuring scales. That's up to you. Luca records his results. Draw a result table for him to use. Okay, so let's draw this table for him to use. Please use a ruler in the examination. It's a bit congested. Yep, this is a table he can use. Luca's second investigation is about the conduction of electricity. Here are his results. Electrical conductivity. Okay. Here's metal A, metal B, metal C, metal D. Which metal would be the best to use for electrical wires? Since metal B is the best in conducting electricity, the answer is metal B. Well, suggest one other property of metals that is important when making electrical wires. There are many properties, so I'm choosing flexibility. Okay. 7. Question 7. Herons are birds that eat fish. Yes, we know. The picture shows how the heron is adapted to hunt and catch its own food. Write 2 ways in which the heron is adapted. Okay? Let's look at the picture and see. Well, it's got a long and pointy beak, long legs, good vision, wings, many adaptations. Okay, so they have asked to write two ways: a long beak or a pointed beak. And yeah, and long legs. Okay. Write the name for the type of animal which hunts and catches its own food. Okay, that's a predator. Okay. Question 8. Car tires lose tread as they get older. Okay. New tire with good tread, old tire with worn tread. Complete the sentences about two cars traveling at the same speed. The drivers brake suddenly. The friction of the force of friction between the dash and the dash makes the car stop. Okay, the force of friction between the tires and the road. As this is the road and here's the tire, since it's the brake, so comes in the force of friction between the tire and the road makes the car stop. The car with the old worn tires take 20 meters to stop. The other car has new tires. This car only takes 18 meters to stop. This is because the force of friction has increased. Okay. The condition of the road surface changes the force of friction. Take the two correct statements. Water on the road surface increases friction. Oil on the road surface decreases friction. Ice on the road surface does not change friction. Rougher road surface increases friction. Smoother road surface does not change friction. Okay, since a rougher road means bumpy, rougher road, so that must increase friction. And oil is slippery, so it must decrease friction. Question 9. Which of these statements about particles in a solid are correct? Tick the three correct statements. The particles in a solid are further apart than the particles in a liquid, further apart than the particles in a gas. So we have to tick the three correct statements. Able to vibrate about a fixed point, arranged in a more fixed pattern than particles in a liquid, not able to vibrate when they reach 0 degrees Celsius, able to vibrate more as they gain energy. Okay, so the answers are able to vibrate about a fixed point, arranged in a more fixed pattern than particles in a liquid, able to vibrate more as they gain energy. Question 10. Complete the table about cells. Okay, yes, this is a nerve cell, this is a sperm cell, and a plant leaf cell. Okay. Okay. So, to carry electrical impulses It's got many hairy stuff like this. Okay, so has many branches. This is illegible, right? Has many branches. A sperm cell, tiny cell with a nucleus and a long tail. Okay, here it's reproduction. Cell contains lots of chloroplasts. Okay, that's for photosynthesis, as chloroplasts help the plant in making food, photosynthesis. To carry out photosynthesis. Very illegible. Okay. Question 11. This diagram shows an erupting volcano. Oh. Cloud of sulfur gas and ash, lava, and rock. After an eruption, the magma and lava cool. Rock is formed. What is the name of this rock? Underline the answer from the list. Okay, metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks are rocks made from magma and the cooled magma and lava. Okay, so never use this symbol in an examination. I'm just using it to make it less. Metamorphic rocks are made by the sedimentation of water, pebbles, and rocks and all those stuff. And sedimentary rocks are the mixture of igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks. So the answer is igneous rocks. Clouds of sulfur gas are released. Sulfur gas are released into the air when a volcano erupts. Is sulfur a metal or a non-metal? Okay, we can use this information. Sulfur is a bright yellow crystalline solid at room temperature. Sulfur does not dissolve with water. Sulfur does not conduct electricity. Okay, so it's definitely a non-metal. Which piece of information in the box help you to decide? Well, for me, it was the last one. Sulfur does not conduct electricity. Okay, very illegible. C. Volcanic eruptions also happened many million years ago. Layers of volcanic ash covered the bodies of fish. Over many years, this ash formed rock. This picture shows part of the rock that has formed. Okay. The picture shows a fish which is now a fossil. Which is the name of the type of rock in the picture? Underline the answer from the list. Since fishes live in water bodies, it must be a sedimentary rock. Okay. Energy sources can be renewable and non-renewable. Write the energy sources in the correct box. Okay, this is very easy. Energy sources: renewable, example wood; non-renewable, example coal. Okay, so renewable sources are hydroelectric, and many more. So let's start writing. Non-renewable renewable sources examples are coal. For non-renewable, we have only two: gas and oil. Okay. What is meant by non-renewable energy source? Okay. It is a limited source which won't last forever. Okay. Now this must be the last question. Yes, question 13. This picture shows the shape of an old truck. This picture shows the shape of a new truck. The lines on the new truck show the air movement as the truck travels along the road. The new truck reduces forces acting on it. Write the name of one force that has been reduced. Okay, so A must be air resistance. It's air resistant. Resistance. B. Describe what effect this will have on the motion of the truck. That means it can go faster. So have more forward force. Greater forward force. How does this new shape affect the fuel consumption of the truck? It improves because if it's air resistance, it has a greater forward force. That means it can go faster, which means it can reach from one place to another faster, which means using lesser fuel. So that's why it improves. Okay, we've come to the end of this paper. Thank you for choosing us, IGCSE IDEA. We will be making more videos on IGCSE, Cambridge Primary Checkpoint, and Cambridge Secondary Checkpoint. Thank you and have a nice day.